manageable at first, but then in the spike, then obviously I would have to pay more attention to what's happening on ground. But it managed to work out in my favor still, because obviously by working here, I was able then to link the classes with the actual experience. Alright, so I was at the hospital, quite like my colleague. I was doing 8 years as a relief worker, orderly, and that was a bit strenuous, being on and off, on and off. And then the pandemic hit, and I was asked a question, and I weighed my options, and I really, at the moment, didn't have much to lose. So I took the opportunity, and I came on full board. Nervous at first, but slowly got into it. Had great training from the beginning, so that prepared me mentally and physically for the task. In the transition from Blackman and got up to here, right, I showed a keen interest in the training whenever training was being conducted, and that is in the personal protective equipment and also hand hygiene steps and basic education on organisms and viruses and diseases. And back from school days, I always had an interest in science. I did biology, and I was great at it. And I felt a nudge and an urge, and I was aware of a training program that was going on and conducted by PAHO, and I enrolled in it, and that was over the basis of five or 6 months, and completed that, and that birthed me into being in infection control. Of course, I had to apply, so I wrote to the chairman of the hospital, and I was honored and granted the privilege to be a part of this department. And I can say that has boosted me in some aspects of my life, giving confidence and expanding knowledge. And I believe in elevation as a young man. Yeah.
And just to be clear, the name of the qualification that you got for the PAHO program?
Right. So this is the COVID response with PAHO's training of the pandemic. That's basically it. But after achieving that, I went on and I did another course with PAHO, and that too granted me another certificate based around COVID. And so just to excel from there, I went on to WHO, and I completed a total of 6 or 7 certificates, yeah, and one being clinical management with COVID.
And talk to me about how you were able to translate that to the day-to-day operations here at Hartson.
Right, so the director of the facility, we know that he's the head of infectious disease, but obviously he had numerous tasks on his hand. So I filled the gap when it comes to training the personnel coming in, for the environmental services or the orderlies. Also, it would help facilitate in auditing procedures in the facility to make sure everything is infection free. Yeah.
Okay. And being able to work at the facility while simultaneously attempting to better yourself from a qualification standpoint, how difficult was that?
So it became it was manageable at first, but then in the spike, then obviously I would have to pay more attention to what's happening on ground. But it managed to work out in my favor still, because obviously by working here, I was able then to link the classes with the actual experience. So it did work out in my favor. Currently, I'm awaiting acceptance from the inaugural Infection Prevention and Control Program, diploma program in Jamaica, UE, Mona. That's what I'm waiting on that. Also, I'm still conducting various trainings, or retraining the whole facility, and also the other facilities that were up at that moment. And so it's just to further my studies right now, and to get more knowledge in infection and control. Also, to make everyone aware that antimicrobial resistance is like a slow moving pandemic at the moment, and our lovely Prime Minister, she's at the head of this, and she's at the forefront of the chair and internationally. So I would like to offer my services back into the hospital if given this opportunity. It would be a great appreciation.